Okay, interesting. Now, who do I'm practicing speaking with right now? What does practicing speaking means? What does, what does it mean? I don't know. I don't know. Am I not speaking to you right now? What is it? What is it that I'm doing right now? Communicating to you, right? Do I have a partner with me? That's very common question I see from the students. If you go on Facebook pages, that's the request that people seek, that they need a speaking partner, they're looking for a speaking partner. That's the question that you will find out in your comments or in your private messages. People will ask you, how do, I need a speaking partner. How do I communicate? It's very easy. You have got the book. I have explained speaking so many times. Okay? How do you practice speaking? You got the book, you did the listening, you did the writing, you did the reading, you did all those three parts. Now speaking, and you just have one question in mind: I do not have a partner. You open the book, and the speaking, you will see part one. Let me read it to you. The examiner asks you about yourself, your home, work, or studies, or other familiar topics. So the examiner, let's say I'm the examiner right now, and you are here for your speaking interview. What should you expect from me? What am I about to ask you when you just, we just met. Me and you never know each other. We don't know you. You don't know me. So what am I going to ask you? Like, you're nervous. Maybe if I dress like this, if I hesitate, or if I do like the hand gestures, and what am I going to answer? And if I do something wrong, and he will give me 5 bands or 4 bands or however you need, and less than that. You have so many questions. In the part one, the IELTS is telling us what you do when you meet someone for the first time. Yes, what do you do when you meet someone for the first time? You just ask them, hi, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from? What do you do? Do you work or you study? Oh, where do you study? Or where do you work? Do you like your work? Okay. Do you like watching movies? Can we go watch movies? I'm just trying to find out about you, like something that you would actually know. It's not rocket science. The questions are about you. So how do you practice them? This is the question. This is what we were discussing. How should you practice? Let's see, there are simple questions for you that I'm going to read, and then you can know how you can practice. Our main idea right now today is you don't have a partner for speaking, so how do you practice? The question is about international food. Can you find food from many countries where you live? So let's say the examiner have asked you the basic question. Hi, how's it going? I'm good, thank you. How are you? All those things. What's your name? What should I call you? Where do you live? Where do you come from? We have done all those parts. And let's say you talked about a place that you're from and it's very popular. And now the next question the examiner is going to ask you is where you live. Like, let's say you live, I don't know, anywhere. You live there, and do you find, different foods from other countries in your city? Or you just have one local food? So how do you answer them? Now, don't think that, why I did not name a city where you're from? Because if I name the city, you will say, no, I do not live here. I do not live there. How do I know that if my city have foods from other country? How should I answer? Okay, I don't know, but I live here and I go outside and I have eaten outside many times, but I never eat the international foods. So I do not know. What should I say? What should you say? You should just, if you, the things that I just spoke, these are the things that you will have in your mind if you are hesitating, if you do not understand what he's saying. These are the thoughts that you will have in your mind. What you should do if you cannot answer it, but let's say if you could not answer it and you have some thoughts in your mind, speak them like I was speaking. Either your city will have international food or it will not. So just say, I go outside for eating a lot, but I never tried international food. But I don't know if they would have the international food. I never asked for it. So next time if I go, I will find out and I will try. What I did, the examiner was not trying to take the information from me, and he actually needed like, oh, I have a guest coming. Oh, now I have a speaking candidate. Let's ask him, okay, you come from there. Do the city have the international food? Because I have guests coming over. No, he did not want to know this information for that purpose, okay? He just wanted to know if you can speak, if you can communicate. It's very simple. Okay, you know why I get very frustrated when I'm just explaining the speaking part? Because I have said it many times and it's very simple. You just have to open your mouth, whatever you have here, talk it for about 10 to 15 minutes, and you and he or she, you guys are never gonna see each other. Just talk whatever you can talk. Okay, that's it. Just don't say I do not know or other things. So again, let's come to our main point. That how do you practice speaking? So you have all those questions. Let's say read the question, okay, what food from your country would you recommend to people from other countries? Read the question and then think, okay, what food in my country I can tell to someone from, okay, the other country. Which food? Okay, this food, any food, name it. Okay, this food, that food, or maybe tea. No, tea is not food. Food. Oh my God, what should I do? Think, brainstorm, okay? Brainstorming means you thinking, like what I was doing right now was brainstorming. So when you come up with the answer, try to speak, okay, from my country, you can try the kebab, or you can try, the bread, it's very famous. Okay, I should tell this to my friend. Whatever the answer is, speak it. Now, let's talk about the part 2 of the speaking. The part 2 is very interesting. This is where you're going to generate the idea. If you are having the basic problems, the part 2, when you're practicing part 2, this is where you will, improve a lot, because you are continuously thinking and you have to talk for like 1.5 or 2 minutes. This is where you will generate more ideas during your practice, and it will improve you a lot. So how do you practice speaking? Remember, we are practicing each test for like 1.5 hours, like in home, in practice. Remember, the Bruce Lee, the boxing guy? He said, I do not fear a person who have practiced like 1,000 things one time. But I have fear from that person who have practiced one thing 1,000 times. So if you practice it, like for 1.5 hours every day for 30 days, what do you think? It will just go waste? Like 1.5 hours every day you waste it for 30 days? You will improve a lot, immensely. Okay, just do it as I say. So how do you speak or talk in part 2 without a partner? Now the part 2 is where the examiner will give you a topic, and it will be written on a card, and you would have to talk first thing for 1 minute what you need to talk about, and then talk about it for 2 minutes. You do not need a partner. Like right now I'm talking, you need to talk like this for 2 minutes on a specific topic. It's very simple. Let's say I ask you did it rain today in your city? Just talk about it. Or if I ask you, did you work out last week? Why were you missing from workout last week? Or where were you? You know, I'm just giving you simple example, making it very simple for you. But it's actually going to be a long topic. Now let me read the topic to you. Describe a law that was introduced in your country and what you thought was a very good idea. So any, you know, in wherever you're living, there was recently a law was introduced. And you think that this is very good idea. This law is very good. This is the topic that I give you. And now you should talk about it. What you should talk about it? What is the law? Like, what is the law? Why it was introduced? Why you think it's a good idea? And what else you should talk about? Who introduced it? So if you're talking about a law that was introduced in your country and you think it's a very good idea, tell me about it. Why it's a good idea? What is the law? Who introduced it? So now think, what law in my country was introduced that I have to like? And I have to tell him, I do not know anything about law or whatever. I don't know, what should I do? Okay, well, how? I really don't know this topic. Seriously, what should I do? You do not know about anything about the law. But it could be, okay, in today's world, like currently you're watching it in 2025, I give you an idea, very simple. You do not know about anything related to the law in your life until now, okay? But there are some basic things that you will know, like you must use the public transport, or you have your own car, or your family have a car. And you definitely know about the traffic rules, like the signals. This is very basic. We're not living in Stone Age, right? So this is a law, isn't it? Or recently, like 5 years ago, the COVID, international law. It was also introduced in your country, and there was a lockdown. And did you think it was a good idea? It was introduced, right? And if you can't talk about that, talk about something very general in your life, like how you, or maybe there was a law or related something to like school timings or something, you know, something that is very simple, like you do not need to be a lawyer to talk about a law or something. So think about something here. Think, if you can't think of anything, you know, if you are, think of, you know, maybe the traffic law or something, and talk about it for 2 minutes. Practice. But don't, you know, what you should not do, especially in the speaking and in part 2 when you are practicing, if you get a topic in your books that you are not familiar with, that you do not know how to talk about it, and you skip it, you will not improve. Pick the topic that is more challenging to you. You see what I'm saying here? Pick the topic that you think is very challenging and you cannot talk about it. Talk about it. And this is how you will improve your speaking. You know, when you choose the difficult topic in the part 2, in your practice, it will help you generate more ideas. Think more technically. And, you know, it will make you be able to talk for longer. Now imagine you do this every day for 1.5 hours for 30 days. It will definitely improve you by 1 band or more than 1 band. If it's your first time, you're just beginner, like what else you want? Practice with focus. And then the part 3 is again, you know, we have talked about, if you don't know, just click somewhere here. There are many speaking lessons separately for speaking. Today was just I was telling you what you need to do to practice. So now actually act on the advices and the strategies and the plan that I gave you. Okay, and when you do it, you will improve. I wish you good luck.